Hello, everybody. Let me just check to make sure that I'm live over here on the correct page. Let's see. I am tailored by Debbie. There we are. Yay. Here we are. Okay, so it's working. Just wanted to make sure. And I'm going to leave that on there. If you're catching me live, you're going to see the red live up here in the corner of my screen. If not, that means you're catching the replay. If you happen to be catching the replay, please type in hashtag replay so I'll know you're here and I can thank you for watching. Y'all, we're trying StreamYard again because I want to be able to have my camera turned the right way. Hello, Chriselda. How are you, sweet friend? How are you doing? Oh, good. It's working over here. Yay. I can see comments. Awesome. That is amazing. Okay. Well, this is good. This is good. How is the sound, Chriselda and Jen? Hey, Jen, sweetheart, I've been praying for you and your daughters. I pray. Everything's going well. She's doing better, sweetheart. How is everybody doing today? I have had a wild and crazy busy day today already. Hey, Lori, how are you, sweet friend? How are you doing? We are going to be making a dragonfly today out of these little wood paddles that I bought from our sweet Tiggy on a whatnot sale. She had a bunch of these for sale, and I'm going to use them to make a patriotic dragonfly today. So let's see. Okay, I'm seeing comments. That's a good thing. I hope I'm showing up good for y'all. Hey there, Lori. I think I said hey to you, sister. Our sweet Tracy is still having some obligations outside of her regular craft around the clock duty. So we have some other sisters. Oh, Jan, sweetheart, I am so very sorry, honey. I did not hear. Oh, honey, I will be praying for you. I am so incredibly sorry, Jan. I am so sorry, sweetheart. Oh, my word. I'm so sorry. Y'all, please keep Jan Drury in your prayers. Her daughter gained her angel wings over the weekend. I am so very incredibly sorry, Jan. Oh, my word. Oh, honey, you are in my thoughts and prayers. Hello, Ani D. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Thank you, Kimmery. You must be helping Tracy to share in today. Hello, Brenda. How are you, sweet friend? I just got back from Buford, y'all. It's about an hour, a little over an hour drive. I had to go down there because I lost the cord to my laptop, and I've turned this house upside down looking for it, and I can't find it. So I went to the Apple store because I ordered one from Amazon. What didn't fit. It wasn't the right kind, and it felt super cheap too, even if it did fit. And I did a little bit of research, and it said if you don't use an appropriate cord, it could mess up the computer. So that kind of spooked me, and I decided just to make the drive to the closest Apple store near me. Yes, ma'am, Jan, you can definitely count on my prayers, honey. I'm still grieving the loss of my brother, and I know how well, I don't know how difficult it is to go exactly what you've gone through, but I don't know if you know or not, Jan. We lost our daughter back in 2001 to complications of diabetes and eating disorders. So, similar situation, but not identical. But I just feel for you, sweetheart, and I'm going to be praying for you. If you ever need anybody just to talk to, reach out to me, sister. Hello, Tina. How are you? Hey, Doodles. Hello, everybody. Okay. I've got these boat oars. And like I said, I got these from my friend Tiggy, and I thought I had an extra one. Here it is. This is from a company called Bright Star. Do y'all see that? Bright Star. I don't know where she got these. Tiggy, if you're on here. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Radia. If you're on here, let us know where you got these. I'm thinking it might have been Target, but I'm not 100% sure. Did anybody else ever see these, y'all? They were $3 each originally. Bright Star is the name, and they were from 2024. So I don't know if you can still find these, but other things you can use are ceiling fan blades, and a lot of times you can find those at like Habitat for Humanity or other thrift stores. Or you can use boat oars if you can find some of those. Hey, Bonnie. Hello, Glenna. Hello, Kelsey. How are you? Welcome on in, everybody. You have some of these. You got yours from Walmart? Okay, Tina, maybe Tiggy got hers at Walmart too. But what I've done, it has some little things for hanging on the wall. I just took a Phillips head screwdriver and took all those off. And then I laid one of the oars down in my little miter box, and I cut the handle off of one. And now what I've done, I've just laid the one I cut on top of these other ones and marked it with a pen. See where I've kind of trued it up so I can kind of cut them the same size. And I'm going to lay it in here and line up that mark where my straight cut place is on here. And then I'm just going to take my hand and kind of hold this in here tightly. And then I just take my saw and put it in here, and I'm going to cut them off. I got 2 more to cut, y'all. And it goes through pretty quick. See? There's that one. Okay. So just cutting them off. See how quick that went through? Got 1 more to do, and I'll make sure I do the one where I already took all the little screws off. Okay. So we got several of these little handles that we can use for something. Okay. Lay this one in here. Hey there, Paola. How are you? How are you doing? I know Shay's got some of these too. And I think she was going to try to make dragonflies with hers too. I don't know if she's done it yet or not. But it got stuck. There we go. Okay. So we're done with the saw now. Thank goodness. All right. That part's done. Let me get all this sawdust. I'm going to wipe that into my trash can. Let me go ahead and put my safety cover over my blade. So when I pull this off the shelf, I won't cut my finger, y'all. Let me see. And this is a Stanley brand. And that was my brother's name, y'all. So that has even more special meaning to me now. Just put that on there. It just kind of covers the blade, so I won't cut myself now if I try to reach for this thing over here. Put it back where it belongs. Okay. I'll put that somewhere else. I don't know how I had that in there. Let's take all this off. How's everybody doing today? So I started my day opening the Amazon package thinking I had ordered the right charging cord for my Apple Mac Pro computer. Well, apparently, just like the iPhones, I have a Mac Pro 14, and I guess there's newer models now. Every time they upgrade the model on a Mac computer, they change the charging cords just like they do on the iPhone, y'all, every so often. So the Apple iMac cord I ordered from Amazon did not fit. So I've got to return that now. And I've got to do a pre-recorded training for my mentor group for tomorrow because I'm going to be on the road to go pick up sweet Diana. And there she is in the chat. Hello, Pat. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry to hear that you lost your brother too, honey. It's so hard. Hello, my Kathy Branham. How are you, sweet chatty Kathy Crafton and Handmade in Springstead? Hello there. How are you doing? Happy Monday to you too, Pat. Let's see. Pale, I think I'm caught up. All right, y'all. I'm liking that I can see comments, and can y'all see I'm not backwards? I'm in StreamYard. I hope it's looking okay on your end. This might be what I start doing from now on. And I can have it streamed to 2 destinations, which I didn't do today because I wanted to see how it worked. Hello, Deb. How are you? Hello, Kelly. Welcome on in, sweetie. Thank you for sprinkling. That helps our page so much. Okay, now I've got 4 of these because I need 2 wings on each side to make a dragonfly. And after I cut it off, I'm just going to take my little detail sander and do it this way. But anyway, what I was saying, I had to have a cord because my battery on my laptop was almost 0. And I thought, oh no, I've got to be able to have that to do a pre-recorded video for my mentor group so that the girls can still have their training tomorrow. And then we'll be teaching them more stuff in Canva. Yes, I can do it just from my phone, but it's harder to do that. And anyway, I needed a charging cord for my laptop. So I went down there, and when I walked into the mall, I put it in my GPS so that it would get me to the door closest to wherever the Apple store was in the Mall of Georgia, because the Mall of Georgia is ginormous, y'all. And I walked in the door and walked up to those directories they have, the little directories. Well, Mall of Georgia's done got fancy, and it's this electronic touch screen thing that you have to touch the store, and then it's kind of like a GPS sort of for walking. And I was standing there messing with it, and this little elderly man walked over to me, and he said, "Are you going to the Apple store?" Because I was holding my laptop. I brought it with me to make sure the cord fit. I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And he said, "Well, I've been looking for it for 20 minutes and I can't find it. Do you know where it is?" I said, "Well, I'm getting ready to look at this directory here and find it." I said, "And you can just walk with me." And he said, "Oh, ma'am, thank you so much." He was so pitiful, y'all. He'd been walking all around the mall trying to find the Apple store. He had an appointment at 10 o'clock, and it was 20 after 10 by now. And he said, "I tried that thing and I couldn't get that blooming thing to work." Well, it must have been user error because I got it to work, and I found where the Apple store was. I said, "It's upstairs, just a little bit down, down the way that way." And he said, "Oh my word." He said, "I thought it was on the first floor. No wonder I couldn't find it." So anyway, we went up and found it. And I talked to the little lady. I said, "He's been downstairs walking around trying to find y'all. Is there any way you can still help him, even though he's almost 30 minutes late?" And of course, she helped him. So, and it was full, y'all. There were people everywhere already. And anyway, I didn't have to wait for all the helper people. I just needed to go to the counter to purchase over the counter stuff. And I just told her I needed a cord, and she got it. And I was out of there by 10:35. And the little man, just kind of grinned at me when I was leaving because he was happy he got the help he needed. But anyway, then I went to Costco because we're out just about out of coffee pods. I think we have 4 or 5 left. That's how low we got on coffee. Plus, I needed some other stuff. Hey, Kimmy, how are you? I love that y'all are talking to each other. Hello, Michelle. How are you? And Tiffany, hello. Welcome on in, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. Patricia, hey sister, how are you? And Sparky, hello Sparky, it's so good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? And there is my Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs and Chalking at the White Elephant. Hello, I've missed a bunch of people over here. Yip, yap, yip, yap. Thank you for sprinkling, sweet Kathy, my chatty Kathy Crafton. Thank y'all so much. That helps out so much. Okay, so now we got these 4 things, and I'm going to use this for the body. And we're going to get our Type Bond Quick and Thick is what I'm going to use to glue them on here. I do believe, I think that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to have to get some clamps and maybe clamp them on either side and wait for it to dry, and then maybe clamp the other side. But I want to change up the finish on them first. I'm going to change up the finish, and I'm not even going to worry about paint or sanding off the paint. We're going to use some primer. If I can get it out of here, y'all. I got my paint in here so tight. Here we go. I'm just going to use this gesso. I never know how to say that. Hey, Stephanie, with Nothing Perfect is in the house. How are you, sweetheart? Michelle, thank you so much for those stars, honey. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that. So anyway, y'all, I've had a busy morning. When I get done with my live, I've got to do a pre-recorded YouTube video, upload it, and then I need to do a pre-recorded training for mentor group, upload that. And then I got sometime I got to make JT some supper so he won't be hangry, y'all. He gets so hangry if I don't have something going for dinner, so I got to figure out what I'm going to fix for him by the time he gets home. All right. I'm just going to kind of come across here. I want to leave that top part just the natural wood. And then I'm just going to try to paint just the top, not the sides if I can. I might should have used a dauber. Sometimes I do better with a dauber, not going over the sides. But I feel like if I put this on here first, oh, to the fire, it's already on here. I'm just going to paint it. Just going to paint it, y'all. I'm just going to paint it white because it's already getting on the edges. I don't do well not getting stuff on the edges when I'm trying to do that. I just don't. Okay. I'm going to try to do it across. I should have put some painter's tape, but I didn't. I didn't put no painter's tape. So we're just going to put a coat of this. And this doesn't take that long to dry. So after I do that, then I got to pack. I got to start packing, which I don't have to be completely packed until Thursday morning for our meet and greet, my mentor group. We're having a meet and greet just outside of Chattanooga from Thursday through Sunday. So I've got to finish packing for that. And I'm picking Diana up from the airport tomorrow. And we gotta talk sometime this evening. So I know, how we're going to work that. Usually when you're picking somebody up from the Atlanta airport, they have what's called a cell phone lot. And you sit in the little cell phone lot until your person, that's arriving is near the baggage claim area. And then they'll call you. And then I'll drive around to the front to pick her up and get her luggage and everything loaded in the car and take off back up here. So we've got to chat sometime, sister, and navigate all that out. I know I've got your flight information in my phone somewhere, so I know which side of because they've got different sides of the airport depending on which airlines you're flying in on, that I'll drive to pick you up to. So I'm really excited, though. I'm going to get to meet lots of my friends for the first time in person. And Diana will be the first new one that I'm meeting because I'm picking her up from the airport. And she's going to spend a couple nights at our house with me and JT. And then we're going to head towards Chattanooga to our little cabin, y'all, on the lake. We have a cabin on the lake. And we have a swimming pool and a hot tub. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. We're going to craft on Friday. And then Saturday, we're going to go shopping and antiquing. And our sweet friend Patricia and her husband are going to meet us for lunch. And Doodles just sent me the information about the place we're going to be eating lunch. And it does have a patio that allows the dogs, so the fur babies that are coming are going to be able to come and eat with us. And we're going to eat around 2, y'all. So we'll do some kind of light breakfast at the cabin, and then we will go and do some antiquing and then go eat around 2 and then do some more shopping, and everybody can kind of head back to the cabin when they are ready to go back. And then we'll just probably have sandwiches or something that night for supper. So I'm really excited. And then Sunday morning, those that want to are going to pile up after we check out, and we're going to go to Doodle and Rogers Church. We're on the way, back out of town. We're going to stop and go to church and hear Roger preach. Last time we went, I just loved their fellowship, y'all. JT and I got to go to their church, and it was just sweet, sweet fellowship. Really nice people. So I'm excited about going back. And I know everybody that gets to go is going to enjoy it too. All right. So I'm just painting. I'm not worrying about being real particular with this. We had a busy weekend yesterday. We celebrated our grandbabies' birthdays. They are both 1 week apart, their birthdays. So our daughter decided to have a combination birthday party. And we went to a really nice brand new park in their area. And they're going to be putting food truck circle and a splash pad and all kinds of stuff at this park. They're just getting started, but it was so nice because all the playground equipment was brand new, and the picnic tables were brand new. The pavilion, everything was so nice and clean. And we had a really good time with the kids yesterday and the family. It was just mainly family and then their closest friends. And it was really nice. There was a cool breeze, even though, it's still kind of warm down here in Georgia. The sun was out. We finally got rid of all that rain we've been having for days and days and days, it felt like. I was beginning to wonder if we weren't going to need to build an ark in the yard, that we were getting so much rain. I know all over the country, everybody was getting a lot of rain. Okay, so let's try these. Connecticut. Me, I'm in Georgia. I'm in Northeast Georgia. Are y'all talking to each other? I can't tell. Hey, Lori, you go live in 15 minutes. You started packing. I can't wait to hug your neck, Lori. Can't wait to hug your neck. Hey, Ruby Moss, how are you, darling? Hello, everybody. Hey, Leslie, how are you, sweetie? Well, Miss Leslie Thornton's in the house. Okay, I'm hoping this is going to be enough that when we go with the chalk paint, it'll cover up this other stuff. The Southwestern pattern was cute, but it's just not very patriotic. And I want these to be patriotic. So we're gonna, you're thinking of moving? Honey, you need to come down here to Georgia. You need to come down here near us so we can spoil you too. My aunt lives up in Connecticut, and I've been suggesting for years that she moved down to Georgia, but she said it's going to be hard for her to do that because all her friends are up there, and she's real active in the Lions Club, and they go out to eat together for breakfast and stuff, and it's going to be hard for her to leave all that. So I understand if she doesn't want to, but I'm selfish and I want her to be closer because then she can come to all our family stuff. All right, y'all. I just noticed that there was some globby paint on the side, so I was just trying to smooth those out before I dry them completely with globs on there. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Now let's finish drying them. Hey, Jackie with Just Jackie Crafton. How are you, honey? And there's my Aunt Judy. That's Denise's Aunt Judy, but we all call her Aunt Judy. 55 Peaks in the house. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. And there's my Mary Snyder. Hello, Mary. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, this one's dry, so I think we can go ahead and start painting, and those other ones will dry. We've got a little over 20 minutes, I guess. All right, so I'm going to paint off. Now, I hope this isn't going to pull all of my gesso off. It might, and if it does, oh well. Y'all know me. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, I'm just taping right along where the blue stripes were. Okay, and I'm going to paint that part blue, and I'm going to paint that part red, and then I'm going to put some white stars on the blue, and I don't know, we might put some polka dots on the red or something. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. Or we may just leave it red, y'all. I don't know. Stripes would be cute, red and white stripes. But let's paint the blue part first because that'll be easy. I think I'm going to use a dauber, so maybe I can do it without getting all over the edge here. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, you know. I've got some little wood stars that I bought from Michael's, these little kits, and I sent some out to some friends in Happy Mail too. But that's where I got the little stars from. And I should have put my apron on. But y'all, this is a Goodwill shirt. I got this shirt at Goodwill. I didn't change it up at all, but isn't it cute? It was $3 and it still had the tag on it, $19.99. It was a Cato shirt, C-A-T-O. I don't know if y'all have Catos in your area or not, but that's the brand. It's Cato. But I thought it was stinking adorable. Can you see it? How it is, and the little sleeves, how it's got the different patterns and stuff. $3.12. And it was brand new with the tags on it. Our Goodwill has had a lot of good stuff lately. Okay, I'm going to try to not get it off the edges here by using a dauber. So let's see how we do. Oh, I already did. Tootie fire. I can't do it, y'all. I cannot do it, not even with a dauber. So we're just going to paint. We're just going to paint the side too. It won't take but a second just to run it down the side. There we go. I'm just being lazy. Not wanting to paint it. But it's not happening. I got to paint it. That one, I didn't get paint on it. And I wasn't even trying not to. So go figure. Wow. But see, it's not going to take us long to paint. Not going to take us long to paint. So when you're out and about, look for fan blades or little oars. Sometimes the Dollar Tree will have signs in the shape of a boat oar that you might could transform and use and make into a dragonfly. I know my sister Jackie loves dragonflies, and they have a special meaning for her and her family. So Sister Jackie, you might want to try to hunt you up something to make you a dragonfly with. I don't know what I may try to use this like in the middle of a wreath. My neighbor asked me to make her a dragonfly wreath, but I don't think she wants patriotic. She wants something that she can leave up kind of year round. So I'm going to be hunting some other dragonfly stuff for her. Told her I needed to go to my wholesale supplier and see if they have any ribbon with dragonflies on it. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. When you bought your house, you got a good deal on ED. I bet you could make a lot on it if you sold it now. Houses are so expensive right now. Thank you. You love that shirt? I do too, y'all. I do too. And I couldn't believe how many pieces of clothing that I found that still had tags on them. A lot of them were not in my size, but this one was. This one was in my size, and it still had the tag. And then there was no holes. I mean, you could tell it was brand spanking new. So I was really happy. We're going to need to do one more coat, but it's not going to take long, y'all. Just want to get that first coat dry, so when you put the second coat on, you don't wipe the first coat off with it still being wet paint, okay? So I'm just putting some on this dauber. Going to dab it in the middle, spread it around. And then we'll just wipe down. And I think this is going to cover it very well. I don't think we're going to need to do another coat. Just two. So set that down. Still got a lot of paint on here. I hope I didn't cut these off too short, y'all. I'm thinking I might have needed to have a little bit more stem for the wings, but we're going with it. We're going with it the way I've got it for this first one. And then, you know, if I don't like it, I can always take it off of the base and do it a little bit different, right? You can always take stuff apart. I ended up loving that patriotic tray, y'all, but because of the way the back was narrower than the front on the frame going around that piece. Tina, did you see I took that fall sign that you sent me in that mystery box, Happy Mail box for the mystery challenge we were in, and turned it into a patriotic tray? So I tried using screws and I tried using filler wood and gluing it down, and I just couldn't get the little screw holes lined up, y'all. I was so frustrated. So I had made some holes that were too big. So I ended up using different handles that had a wider base at the bottom so I could cover up all them holes I made trying to drill. And it ended up looking perfect. I was determined to save it because I love that surface. I just love it. Love the way it turned out. And I love how it looks on my coffee table with those little woolly sheep in it that we made. Remember on another live? It's awful everywhere. You're the highest in the state with the biggest percentage of buying a home. Rent is awful. Oh, thank you, Patricia and Ruby, for saying you love this shirt. You have about 20 of these boards. They had them on clearance at Walmart last year. I got them really cheap from Tiggy on her whatnot sale. And she said she got them on sale too. Wow, 20 cents. Well, you need to make some cool dragonflies with them, girl. I think it's going to make really cute dragonfly wings. And I've got a different shape too with a different painted pattern on it. And I think they would be cute for dragonfly wings as well. Okay, we're at 3 o'clock. I got 15 minutes. So I got to cut a chogi, as my bonus dad would say. That means do stuff faster. If you're not from the South and don't know what cut a chogi means, that means hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, I'm going to take some painter's tape. And we're going to lay this down. I got my glass mat. So I'm getting paint all over everything, and I don't care because it'll wipe right off, y'all. But to paint all these little stars white, I thought it'd be easier to put some tape down and then just lay them on here so they won't move around. And these are the little wood stars that I'm using. And they're kind of a little bit thick. And I'm really going to try hard not to get it all over. So I'm going to use a small dauber. A small one. I think I got a little mini one over here. And I'm not sure how many stars we're going to need. That might be a good idea to kind of lay some out here and see how many I think I need. Do y'all think 5 would be cute? Do y'all think that's enough? Because the painter's tape ends about right here. Or do you think we need to put more? Let me know if you think 5 is enough or do I need more than 5? Y'all let me know in the comments. 5 or more. You use handles to make legs? What a cool idea. I'm going to have to go find that on your page. Your Goodwills are Neiman Marcus Juniors. Ooh. Oh, no. You mean that they mark stuff up really high? Oh. Well, that stinks. I like to try to look for the color of the day, too. And the color of the day was blue because whatever the tag says, it's half off of that. 50% off. You think 5 is enough? Okay, good deal. So I need 20 altogether. see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 plus those. Wait, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And let me lay these 5 over here. And we'll paint these up real quick. Let me find that teeny tiny dauber. Y'all look at this little tiny thing. It's teeny tiny. I got these at Michael's. Either Michael's or Joann's. I can't remember. Michael's or Joann's. But it's small. So I'm hoping it's going to be easy to lightly paint these stars and not get it all over the sides. Because I would not mind not having to paint the sides of these stars. I'm going to kind of dry brush. I think this is going to work. And I'm just going to kind of daub it on there, pounce it on there. Even if it has a little bit of texture, I'm okay with that. So I'm just basically starting with a real dry dauber. I'm just going to pounce it over here on this tape. I think that's working, y'all. So this will be fast and furious. Fast and furious, y'all. Oh, yeah, that's working. That's working. Even if a little bit goes down the side, I'm not going to worry about it. A lot faster than trying to paint meticulously with a brush. I'm too impatient. I don't like to have to do stuff really. I could have used a stencil, but we did that the other day. So I wanted to do something a little different for this. You know, that star stencil. This, we could have used this again, but I like these little wood stars, and with them being raised up a little bit, I think that's going to make them look kind of neat. All right, and if it's not 100% full coverage, I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm just not even looking. You love my excitement. Hello, mate on the loop. How are you? Y'all think 5 is enough? Okay, good, good. I was thinking that too. I think any more would make it look too crowded on these little oars. So Walmart, okay. Bright Star is a Walmart brand. I wasn't sure where she got them. But shoot, $3 a piece. I thought that was reasonable too. It's kind of like the plus section at the 5-quarter store. Y'all know I like to call the Dollar Tree the 5-quarter store now, but some of it's 6, 7, even more. The aluminum foil at ours is now $1.75, and the sunglasses are, some of them are $1.50 instead of $1.25. So we've got some stuff $1. The stuff that was $1.25, some of it's $1.50, some of it's $1.75. All those aluminum pans and cookie sheets and anything aluminum, it seems the other day was like $1.75. But that's still reasonable, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to have to start comparing. Dollar General still has a lot of stuff for $1. So all my comments froze. I don't know, y'all. Okay. I'm going to lay this down and let it be dry in those. And let's take this tape off. See what we got there, y'all? Doesn't that look cute? I might paint white, and then we could do some red stripes some way. Might put a coat of white and then paint some red stripes. And I might just freehand it, y'all, the stripes. But I do like this. I do. This looks good. And we're just using painter's tape, nothing fancy. And it did bleed on the side a little bit. Because I didn't really professionally tape it down like Jackie would have done. Let me see, I'm going to put that in the water. I'm not a professional taper either, I guess. That's all right. Got on my side of my thing here. I'm a messy crafter, y'all. Messy. Okay. Let's dry these up. It's got some blue on it from something. So let me drop a little more white on there. Okay. Those are almost dry already. So let's take our Type Bond Quick and Thick Glue and turn it upside down so we can take those on in a minute. Whatever I do, I've got to paint some more because you can still see that pattern coming through. So I'm thinking I just want to paint it. I want to paint it white. And I'm going to try, let's try some of the good tape, the frog tape. I'm going to tape it down over this blue side because it's dry now. Except for that right there is a little wet. So let's wipe that off. Looky there, y'all. I got it all off. It was still, the blue paint was still wet. And it wiped right off. Woohoo! Okay. Didn't expect that to happen. I expected to have to, let's see, I need to do it on this side. Am I doing that right, y'all? Did I do that one right? Yeah, I did that one right. I started to put it on the incorrect side. Let me do that a little bit better. Get it right on that edge. Look at that. Let's try that again. See if we get lucky again. See if we get lucky again. It's coming off, y'all. Look at that. Woohoo. That blue paint's just wiping off. I use a part of this that doesn't have blue paint on it, that is. Now I got it on my fingers. Got blue paint on my fingers. I'll be touching the white. Okay, good enough. Good enough. 2 more. We only got 5 minutes. I'm going to have to probably finish this off camera. Let's do one of them. Let's do one, and then I'll finish the rest of them. So I'm going to paint this part white. I don't think I'm going to worry about going over the edges on this because we've got that gesso or whatever that stuff's called, that primer on the edge. Just kind of come right there. We'll finish this one so y'all kind of see how this is going to look, or what my vision is, and then I'll finish the other 3 off camera and get them glued on. I'm going to leave the center part natural or paint it white. Where is that? This. What do y'all think about that? Should we leave this natural? I was thinking I would like to leave this natural so it'll kind of blend in with the part that I left natural right there. Right there where I left that natural. I think I'll do that because I can always come back and paint it later if I don't like it like that. Brush the edge of the tape. Oh, burnish the edge of the tape. That makes sense, Robin. I didn't think about that, burnishing it down. That's a great idea, sister. Thank you for that suggestion. I'm not the greatest at all this taping off stuff, so I appreciate that suggestion. That's a great idea. Okay, so we've got that. I'll go ahead and take this tape off. That turned out pretty good. Okay, now let's, should have maybe left that on there so we could paint. Well, now I'm going to do that stripe white. I'm going to rub it down this time, Robin. And then I'm going to put a spacer. And I'm just using this frog tape. So the stripes are going to be kind of wide. There's not going to be that many of them. But it's just kind of patriotic inspired. I don't want it to look exactly like our flag. That's not what I'm going for. Just kind of the theme of a patriotic. Okay. And that's all we're going to need to do is just paint 2 stripes, y'all. So let me put this here like that. I've got 2 minutes. Today I need an hour. Today I need an hour, but we don't have that today. So, okay, let's speed craft. Speed craft, y'all. And that's when I make messes and mistakes. That's okay. All right. Let's get this stinky crimson red out. Paint a stripe on here. And I'm going to finish this when I get off so I can get a picture posted, because if I don't, it'll be after the meet and greet before I would sit here and finish this craft, y'all. I'm touching everything. I'm touching everything. And I got red paint on my blue. Let's see if we can wipe it off. Yay! It wiped off. Hot mess. Hot mess today. Should have been in the hot mess event group today, because I'm being a hot mess today. And I'm going to put a second coat. That red, I had a real thin coat, so it was already dry, y'all. Put that on there. And then I'll probably sand it to just stress it a little bit, so I'm not really worried about it having full coverage. And I need to do this section too. Why am I not doing it? I don't know. Okay. We'll dry that up just a little bit. Hey, Kimberly, how are you, sweet friend? Burnish means to rub down or roll it down, ready off. I believe that's what burnish means. Okay. So let's take that off. And then let's get some Titebond Quick and Thick and glue. Here it is. I turned it upside down so it would be already at the bottom here. Let's take 5 of these. I'm going to start in the middle. Put one there. And then let's put 4 more. And this is kind of what my little paddles are going to look like, okay? And I'll do 4 of them, and then I'll glue them onto that center piece of wood. And then I'll take some wire and make some little curly antennas. And I've got some patriotic beads that I'll put on the end of the antennas. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's my plan. I'm sorry I didn't get to get it finished, y'all. This was kind of a, I don't know what the right word is. Too difficult to get done in 45 minutes, that's for sure. But look how stinking cute that's going to be, y'all. And we'll have 4 of them, you know, like this. And then I'll glue them on this. I'll probably make this end the head. I may end up putting 2 of these together and then, you know, putting these on there. I may do that. I may attach 2 together somehow and then put them on there. My time is up. I'm over. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Stay tuned. I think we'll try to jump on and do a few little live segments from the meet and greet. We're all getting there Thursday afternoon, early evening, and it's going to be a lot of hugging going on, y'all. And we'll try to go live periodically to just show y'all some behind the scenes fun. Okay. Y'all have a great rest of your week. I love y'all. Jesus loves you more. Get out there and spread some kindness like wildfire. Bye, guys.